let us know what
Sure.
you're looking for to drive your moderate resort picks.
Well, I can assure you one thing I'm not looking for, and that's a theme of New Orleans in any way, shape, or form.
Um, if I'm at Coronado, I am only at the tower. Period. End of
You don't want to be in the
sentence.
casitas?
That is it. No, absolutely not.
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by Knot Club 33. On the show today, we are talking moderate resorts at Disney World and what we're looking for in those resorts. My name is Steve Rhodes. With me today is Pat Neestat.
What's up?
Becky Wells is here.
Hey,
And say what's up to the Disney Cynic. It's Bobby Burgins.
Do you guys know that in 2014 there was a Tinder match in Antarctica?
How is that possible? Two penguins?
I mean, no, like two scientists were like just
out of
chilling.
the 7 people who live there,
Yeah, they
There was
matched.
a what?
Hey,
I mean,
good for them.
yeah, I guess so.
that's
They
a lot
have
of
the same
effort.
interest. They have the same interest. But yeah,
How'd you
being
find
on the
this out?
app, yeah, you could have just like walked next door and been like, "Hey."
It's not one building. I think it's a bunch of shipping containers. I don't know. I
Speaking of shipping containers, let's talk about moderate resorts at at Walt Disney World. We've done a show, and you can see that card floating above Pat's head in that space there, about the deluxe resorts and what we look for in those and why we would book those in 2025. Moderates, I think, as a collective, we go to less in this group, but we all have opinions and have all stayed there. So let's kick it off. Bobby, you started last show. Why not go again and let us know what
Sure.
you're looking for to drive your moderate resort picks?
well, I can assure you one thing I'm not looking for, and that's a theme of New Orleans in any way, shape, or form. One thing I'm definitely looking for though is niceness and feeling like I got my best bang for my buck. I don't mind spending money. I just feel like if I'm wasting it on bullshit, then well, yeah, I know that's really the whole Disney experience, but still trying to get the most out of it. So, if I can, that to me screams more towards Caribbean Beach and Coronado Springs. Obviously, I love everything that they've done over there with the Grand Destino Tower. They've made accommodations there more interesting, and you can do a lot more viewings of fireworks and all that kind of stuff. And there's just a really cool vibe over at Coronado Springs. But Caribbean Beach has its own charms as well, and with Riviera as a backdrop now, it's a
Yep.
pretty cool little view that it has across the lake. So, like, those would be where I would go, and what I'm looking for. Pool is nice, but not necessary, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get the best value out of the accommodation.
So,
I mean, that's
what
kind of
is
why
the
people
feature,
are doing
what's
moderates.
the feature you would pick?
Yeah.
That would draw
I
you
would s-
most.
I would honestly say that the feature is newness, and that would have to be Grand Destino because it is so new. And I've stayed there, and immediately right after that stayed at Wilderness Lodge. It was a bigger room over at Grand Destino Tower, and it was the exact same layout. It had the same stupid ass barn door to separate the bathroom, and it had the same built-in cabinets. In fact, I think the TV was even bigger at Coronado and smaller at Wilderness Lodge. And I paid
They
more.
cater to business people and
No.
conventions. It's a different
What part of
clientele.
Wilderness Lodge did you stay?
Just the regular cash part.
The old leather bag.
Yeah, and with a king bed too.
Boulder
in
Ridge.
both circumstances
Before they
was
updated it.
Yeah.
It was genuinely was an eye-opening accommodation over at Grand Destino. I was glad to see it, and it actually holds to me the best value on dollar for dollar on
nice.
the property.
The tower's nice.
Yeah, I think that's what you're looking for in a moderate is because, you're not going to get the same level of amenities you do at a deluxe, but they still have restaurants. It's not like you're going to a food court like you are at the value. And for me, like I said, last show with the deluxe, our whole thing is location, location, location. And there's only one that has a really solid location, and that's Caribbean Beach. Bobby, you mentioned it with its adjacency to the Riviera. If you can get one of the rooms in one of the buildings, is it Jamaica over there? I don't know. The map's on the screen. But it's literally right next door to Riviera. You can just walk over there, use their stuff, hop on the Skyliner, Not to
faster
mention
for
that,
sure.
yeah, it's instead of using that Caribbean Beach Skyliner
Mhm.
connection point and waiting in the line,
Well, that's a
just
hell
walk
of a
over to
walk.
Riviera. Yeah,
I suppose there's buildings that are close to the
Right there.
Riviera. I mean, to the
Yeah,
to
just
the,
right next to
also
it.
to
You
the
were basically
the Caribbean Beach Skyliner. There's some rooms kind of close to
there
it.
are, but if you're looking to
Way the hell back
steal,
there. Yeah.
if you're trying to steal some of the higher end amenities
Right,
from the
right.
Riviera, those rooms that are further over, and then that
Oh, yeah,
puts you
100%.
right on the Riviera Skyliner to get to Epcot too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Restaurant
definitely the best
access,
spot
everything.
for
Yeah.
me.
yeah. And not that Sebastian's Bistro at Caribbean Beach isn't bad. They've got a good pool. For me, I think it's hard to disagree with Bobby that the Grand Destino is nicer. But when
For
I'm
sure.
traveling, it's the location when I'm going to Disney because I don't have a car. So Caribbean Beach is going to win out every single time for me. But those would be the two that I would look at. I'm in the same camp as Bobby. Pat, what about you?
So, I mean, the tower, Coronado, the Coronado Tower, that has the best food of all, just individually.
Yeah.
It has the best food.
Mhm. By
with,
far.
Toledo and
Toledo,
then the Bar and Grill out back. And then
And Three Bridges and Cafe Rick's,
right.
the whole thing, like all their food at Coronado
It's all
is
good.
delicious.
Yep.
Caribbean Beach, I think, to me, it's the location of Caribbean Beach that the location, if I was staying at a moderate, the location would be the most important thing to me. Because like Steve was saying, if you encompass Caribbean Beach and the Riviera, the food there is just as good, if not better, than if you were staying at Coronado. So they have,
It ain't bad.
They have Topolino's, they have Primo Priato, they have Sebastian's at Caribbean Beach. Now the quick service Caribbean Beach is not so great in my opinion, but for me, location, get a place right next to Riviera, use those amenities, not a long walk to Skyliner. Then you can hit Hollywood Studios and Epcot.
Yeah.
Although
Becky,
the walk,
yeah,
the walk, I guess you would have to walk to the Riviera to use the bus for Magic Kingdom. Because otherwise, you'd be way the fuck away.
It just depends on where you are, because
lobby.
there's internal bus in the Caribbean.
Uber.
You might just hop on that.
Yeah.
Uber is the answer. That's what I would personally do. I'm not waiting for that internal bus.
Yeah, but then you got to go to TTC. That's always the wrong choice too.
I didn't say I was getting dropped off at TTC.
Fair,
but
fair.
I'm not. It's another show.
Yeah,
location for a moderate would be the most important thing to me.
Mine is the space. Again, the pool, as we kind of talked about last time, like it doesn't matter to me. We're going to use it even if it's a quiet pool. It's the same difference. Like I've stayed at Caribbean Beach. I agree. Listen, the only way I want to be there is if I am right by the Riviera, because Primo Piatto might be my favorite quick service resort wise ever. And so that would be great, but you would have to really get the room you want. They do usually, I don't know if all the rooms there still have the fifth sleeper. I think that's kind of a great feature to have, just to spread out. Even if we have just like, say me and two kids, like they don't have to share then or whatever, just have that like space. If I'm at Coronado, I am only at the tower, period. End of
You don't want to be in the casitas?
That is it. No, absolutely not. And realistically, if I'm doing moderate, I'm actually staying at Shades of Green because it has
that's deluxe.
I know it has the deluxe benefits, but it's the same price point. And overall, realistically, the amenities are much more in line with I would think with a moderate, except they do have the golf course and the pool. Like they have some things better, but room wise, like decor and all of that, but they are the largest studios on the entire property out of anything. And so they easily sleep 5 with plenty of extra room. The restaurants there are amazing, and they have their own little like shopette where everything's tax free. Like, look, I obviously go there every time. That's usually our first or last night stay actually is Shades, just because you're still right there. Minus points because after they ripped up World Drive and you can't walk between the Polynesian and Shades anymore, that's such a fail. But realistically, like that would be because it's a benefit to me to use as my moderate hack, if we're looking at all things equal price wise, because it has the space, because it has that fifth sleeper, and the quiet, and in terms of laundry, it's not like in a different building. I don't have to leave. It's like it's in a specific place in each wing, and you know where it is. It's like a cruise ship, and you're done. So yeah, so
I don't know if we can get like the Swan and Dolphin coming in like a WrestleMania entrance.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
if you're gonna talk
now
price
that we're
point,
throwing that in there, if
That's
we're gonna
fair.
throw
That's
that
fair.
in,
yeah, it's a fair. If you're looking at
deluxe
price,
benefits.
I feel like all the
it's a deluxe
moderates,
resort.
though,
It's considered
they have
deluxe.
a quieter
Yeah.
vibe, and I think Swelfin and Reserve are like busier, like more upbeat. Probably, location and type of resort for sure is the reason.
The
for that, but-
Reserve is a different level, and it
Yeah,
costs
I
a
was
lot
about
more
to say,
money. But if
that's
you're
like an
looking at
$800 resort.
yeah, if you're looking at traditional Swolfen prices, you can get in
Yeah.
at Disney moderate prices, and you're going to get the
Or
deluxe
value, yeah.
benefits. So I mean,
That's true.
reality is
The
I'd
rooms
probably
are
end up
so
booking there.
small. The
Yeah.
rooms are tiny.
I'm a family of 3. See?
I'm just saying.
location.
Absolutely.
That's why we
But
do
if
this
you're
video,
going for-
because we have the 3 different perspectives.
Yeah.
The different perspectives for all of us. Bobby is the local, Pat DVC family of 4, Becky family of 7 DVC owner, and myself family of 3 as a retail guest. So we all travel a little bit differently, and hopefully this helps you guys out at home.
Don't forget me, the childless millennial.
Oh, childless millennial and local. Okay, so
Yes.
I guess, do we have time to just fit in some value talk? Because I don't know if that's going to be long enough for a whole show, because I don't think anybody's going to, kind of like Port Orleans got just skipped over.
why don't we just kind of like, we know that the real answer is between pop and art, really, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Nobody's
why don't we just go ahead and say which of the 3 shitty themes we would pick if we were forced to stay at the All-Stars?
Oh, no.
I stay at sports.
We'll go.
Gun
I
to
stayed
the
at
head.
sports one night. That's for I got in real late.
I guess.
We stayed at sports. Maybe it was like a couple hours of sleep. It was $99 at the time. Which, if you could get that at $99 and you didn't care about any amenity, and you just wanted to go to the parks and be there all day and all night, that's worth it.
The answer is
just the movies.
Disney Springs area hotels.
Right,
That's
or the
answer.
one by the Flamingo Crossings.
Yeah, I was trying to make it hard.
That
okay?
also was
Just,
$99 a night and had breakfast included. So
no one ever likes to play games. They always like to just try to get out of it.
You'll notice at this little brief talk about the All-Stars, there's no B-roll footage of it, because I won't even go over there to even film it. I don't fucking care to.
I don't think I have any.
No, why? What are you filming? Trash heaps? So let's talk about the 2 value resorts that we would consider. Pop and Art of Animation, both of them on the Skyliner, so location is going to be pretty much the same.
This is Becky's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
My wheelhouse.
Bobby, we're going to go back through the same order, though. Bobby, which one?
Art, because fuck it. Why not? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, really, I don't care about Pop Century's theming. I couldn't give less of a shit about Disney Animation right now.
You can't come up with one amenity that might have that you like?
I mean, they turned the noise off in the pool, right? So now that's not even there, and I don't need a family suite.
Back.
I don't think they'll let me book a family suite if I try to do that with just me and Amanda. So, like,
yes, you can.
Oh yeah,
you got it.
So you can take it.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing
all
money.
right,
got the money. They'll take
maybe.
it.
Well, all right, fine that reason. How's that?
Those family suites are awesome. They're great.
For me,
That's
it's Art of Animation as well, and Bobby, literally the same reasoning. It's just because that's why. No, truly, it's because the Pop Century theming is just too over the top, like the 70s, 80s, and 90s threw up, and it's just these big. It's just goofy looking. It's fucking looks like a clown show over there. So for me, I'm at Art of Animation. It's though there are like the cartoons and things like that, and it's not subtle. It's a lot more subtle than what there is at Pop. So I'm going to be Art of Animation.
It all looks like just what Disney.
Don't they have like designated like Lion King rooms or something over there?
Do.
So it's a lot more. It's
a Cars
Pop
section,
Century
Lion King section.
Pop
The reality
is
is
themed.
Is
Little
this would
mermaid
never ever
rooms.
happen. I would not be there. But if I had to, I certainly wouldn't do the All Stars. But if I had a free room and they told me I could choose between Pop and AOA, I'm at AOA.
I'm going to jump in because I got less to say than Becky. Because I've stayed at Pop Century. I haven't stayed at Art. I've been to both properties. I don't know. I'd stay to. It's the price for me, and at those two because they have pretty much the same amenities. They both have the Skyliner. They both have buses. So it's price. Art is usually more than Pop.
Yeah.
So I go Pop.
Art of Animation's like at Grandestino Dower, not Grandestino, but it's at Coronado prices half the time. Like it's it pushes.
Most of those when it shows up like that, it's because it is the family suites. You just don't realize that's the room until you open it.
Actually,
up.
the bar at Pop was pretty good. The outdoor bar. So
yeah.
Becky, you've dabbled in this before you were a DVC owner, trying to get 7 people into a room. I'm sure that's going to come into play here. Go ahead and lay it on us.
I haven't stayed at either one since the Skyliner was completed.
Yeah.
So we always liked both of those because you could use the bus for either. You can use most of the amenities for either. The size of the rooms were fine. It all worked out great. If I know I'm getting, I won't stay in a Little Mermaid room at Art of Animation because they're so far from everything. They're way the hell down there. Nobody realizes that. They're cheaper for many reasons, and that's one of them. So that leaves me with the family suites. And I had exactly one trip where I was able to make it with an annual pass discount and kids that were young enough that fell into the capacity exception situation. Yep. And so we were able to all go and be in a car suite, which was, it worked out perfectly. We had plenty of room for the ages and sizes of our kids at that time. It felt like it was a huge place because we had a room that the door closed. We had an extra full bathroom. Like it was great. I'm not really planning to take my kids back to either of those places, but I would go back to Pop if I was, because it would cost less. And for what I'm using it for, I just need to get my crap done and leave. So
yeah.
I like Art of Animation better aesthetically, but
we always schedule a down day on our trips, and using the amenities at the resort is a big thing for that down day. Hence why we don't book the values, just because we want a little bit more creature comfort. So we're kind of like looking at, starting at the moderates, and then we usually just do deluxe, or we'll look at things like the Swan and Dolphin, or just staying at the freaking Hilton in Disney Springs, just because the amenities are nicer. So it's hard to really recommend. Right.
It's hard to go backwards.
Stinks.
That said, I would also throw out there something like the Gaylord, or even over at Universal. I've paid some very reasonable prices over at Universal, mostly during hurricanes, but still, there's some good resorts out there.
If you have a car, for sure.
Yeah,
or even with an Uber.
Or if you're fewer than 7 people.
Yes.
Well, if you're going off property and not staying in a Disney hotel, I mean, there's a ton of hotels with good amenities
really
all around it
nice
that are within
options.
like a mile of the Magic Kingdom.
We've got a video up of one of those that you stayed at, Pat. I'll throw that card up now so you guys can click on that video for if you're going to just stay off property in general, where you can get good value. You stayed in like a 2-bedroom or something, and
it was like a 2-bedroom. It was like $250 a night or something.
It was a while ago, but
it was a while ago. I'm sure the prices are higher, but
that's another video, and we've already filmed it, and it's on the channel.
and by the way, there's also other resorts too, like the Conrad that just opened up, or the Evermore, that are back
again
behind,
off property.
Awesome to look at.
Yeah. Conrad is on the list of places that I want to check out for sure. If you like this video, why not hit like? It really helps us out in YouTube's algorithm. If you want to know when we upload videos, turn on those notifications and consider subscribing, because it is free for you to do so, and it helps out our channel. For everybody here at Not Club 33, have an awesome day.